When you hear names like Tyrannosaurus rex or Triceratops horridus, most people picture one specific animal. One name, one creature. Simple and straightforward. But there's a fascinating case where one name ended up referring to two completely different prehistoric animals, and to make it even stranger, only one of them is officially allowed to use it. Today we're looking at the story of the two Futabasaurs. One is probably a tyrannosaurid dinosaur, and the other is a fully recognized plesiosaur. What do they have in common? How do they differ? What's going on with their shared name? And who would win in a hypothetical encounter? Let's dive in. In the 20th century, in Japan's Futaba group, paleontologists discovered part of a theropod's shin bone. In 1990, David Lambert used the name Futabasaurus for this animal, translating the Japanese nickname Futaba Ryu. Later that same year, Dong Jiming and his colleagues described the bone and concluded it belonged to an indeterminate tyrannosaurid. But here's the catch. The dinosaur was never formally described, and the name was never published according to scientific rules. So the dinosaur's Futabasaurus name is informal and not valid. Years later, a nearly complete plesiosaur skeleton was discovered in Japan. In 2006, Sato, Hasegawa, and Manabe formally described it as Futabasaurus suzukii. Even though the name Futabasaurus had been used informally 16 years earlier, it wasn't official, so the plesiosaur got the name legally. In short, the plesiosaur's name is valid, the dinosaur's is not. Now that the naming is sorted out, let's compare the animals themselves. The dinosaur Futabasaurus is poorly known. We only have a shin bone. But it lived in the Late Cretaceous and was a theropod, most likely a tyrannosaurid. Its exact size is unknown, but if it really was a tyrannosaurid, it might have been around 6 to 10 meters long. It was probably a land-dwelling predator, walking on two legs with strong jaws and good vision. Futabasaurus suzukii, on the other hand, was an elasmosaurid plesiosaur, about 6 to 9 meters long. It lived in the ocean, had a long neck, 4 flippers, and a streamlined body. It hunted fish and cephalopods and was a fast, agile swimmer. So these two creatures are extremely different, yet they still share a few things. Both lived in the Late Cretaceous, both come from Japan's Futaba group, and both were carnivores. If these two animals ever met and somehow ended up fighting, which would be incredibly unlikely, the outcome would depend entirely on the environment. In the water, Futabasaurus suzukii would easily win. On land, the plesiosaur wouldn't stand a chance against a tyrannosaurid. Could they have met in real life? Possibly. A hungry theropod walking along the shoreline might have come across a dead or dying plesiosaur washed up by the tide. But that's purely speculative. In the end, Futabasaurus is a fascinating name shared by two very different creatures, though officially it belongs to only one of them. If the dinosaur is ever formally described, it will need a brand new name. What name would you give to Japan's mysterious tyrannosaurid? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.